and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Violence in the Hong Kong anti-government protest has reached a new high. Since November 11th, flare-ups between the police and the protesters have gradually descended into chaos. In total, the chaos of the last 2 days resulted in 81 people being injured, including 2 in serious condition. To talk more about the current situation in Hong Kong, we welcome to our studio today Artur Kharytonov. He is the main coordinator of Free Hong Kong Center. Hello and thank you for joining.
Hello.
So the protests started 5 months ago, right, if I'm not mistaken, when the government proposed to enlarge extradition to mainland China, and people saw in that move a threat of Beijing getting more control over the China. Now, 5 months later, no agreement has been reached. Why?
Oh, well, it's very interesting to discuss because Beijing actually is not ready to have any negotiations. And it's the point that even Hong Kong government, which is actually playing the role of like a player, Chinese player in Hong Kong, actually don't want to deal with Hong Kong protesters. So it's a point that Hong Kong government and Chinese government both aren't ready to discuss any points, and Hong Kongers are not ready to stop to talk about 5 demands.
So they have 5 demands.
5
they have
plus
been the
1,
same.
yeah.
5 plus 1, 6
Yep.
demands now, plus
Yep.
1 more. What are they?
Well, so first of all was of course about extradition law. Right now it's cancelled, so probably it's okay with it, but we have the point with right, we have a point with Hong Kong police brutality, we have a point with universal suffrage and direct voting for people, and currently we have a point with masks, like anti-mask law, which has been passed like 1 month ago, I think. So probably people are ready to fight for the demands because they know if they would step down, it would mean that Hong Kongers lose democracy and freedom.
Okay. The protests have turned into chaos. How further does this whole situation need to go ahead in order to have a, let's say, effective resolution other than a revolution?
Well, it's a complicated point here because we already discussed how people behave and how government behaves. So here we have, I think, 2 main scenarios. First one is about international activity, international support, because currently we have on a European level the point that UK government, US Congress and other governments all over the world are talking about the idea to review the joint declaration of 1984. Which would mean that Hong Kong actually could be back to Europe. Another scenario is bad one.
Only Hong Kong, right?
Only Hong Kong right now, yeah. Another scenario is about attack of Chinese army on Hong Kong and full occupation it. But we already have a very nice decision of US government what they would do in the case if Chinese army would be in Hong Kong. It would be very,
and that
very...
would be what?
Yeah.
What are they going to do if the Chinese army is going to try to interfere with the Hong Kong?
Let's speak in short, they will protect Hong Kong. So it's like very huge number of papers about it, and the point is that US government is ready to protect Hong Kong people from Chinese intervention. Maybe it would be military scenario.
Okay, students were the ones who actually started these protest movements. Now, I know that you have a chance to talk to the students that are participating in the protests. What are they saying?
Well, they're shocked because, you know, the feelings actually the same we have almost 6 years ago here in Kyiv, in the most bloody days of Maidan. People are scared, people are disappointed, and they don't know how to act. But one point they are not ready to lose. They are not feeling that they have a right to lose and to stop the fight, because they are fighting for the freedom of own families, and they are fighting for own universities, and they are living in their own city. And right now China saying them like, oh, you need to do something with what we want. But it's not about democracy. It's not about one country, two system. It's not about like special status of Hong Kong. It's just about Chinese will.
Okay, well, China, Hong Kong, European countries, and I'm sure even the U.S. government have already come up with different solutions to the problem, depending on how the situation is going to unfold further on. What do you personally think? How should the problem be resolved?
Well, my personal position here is that one country, two system is absolutely broken. Right now, a lot of Hong Kong politicians are saying that we still need demand to review and back one country system to Hong Kong, but I think it's impossible to revive what already dead. So my personal opinion there is that we need to find international solutions there, to raise the issue on UN level, to start to review the resolution of 1972 years when we have a point with Hong Kong self-determination. And in the case, if China won't stop brutality in Hong Kong, we need to put international protection on Hong Kong, because what we are thinking in Europe as young liberals, because I'm president of liberal organization, we think that we need to feel that Hong Kong is an international city.
Well, at the risk of this conflict being frozen, as it happened with Ukraine and the illegally annexed Crimea, surely the right way to solve this problem would be to gain the attention of the international community, to go at the UN level, to go at the EU level, and so on and so forth. How to prevent this conflict from being frozen, and as a result, from it lasting for years?
You know, it was frozen for 20 years already, and we have a situation with umbrella movement, which actually didn't get what they want. So in this case, we couldn't find this frozen option, because we have two sides, which is very, very strong in the position. I mean, Hong Kong people who are ready to fight till the end, because we know that the fact that teenagers are taking last will into the bags and going on street because they know that every moment they could be killed. And we have Beijing, which is actually has been prepared for very, very aggressive pressure on protesters after Tiananmen situation in Beijing in 1989. So actually what we could see right now is the next Tiananmen, and we as international community need to prevent it. We need to stop it, and we need to ask first of all Ukrainian government to press China, because it's very clear position that current Ukrainian government is enjoying the fruits of revolution of dignity, and how they dare to keep it silent. But it's the same
I think in this
situation,
no government should dare to keep it silent. However, Ukraine should be the country of the
first line,
of the most understanding. Anyway, and my last question would be: who do you think is going to step down in this situation first, Hong Kong or Beijing? Because both positions are strong, and it's not that they cannot come up with a common solution. It's the fact that both sides do not want to negotiate.
I really wish to hope that Hong Kong government would step down, but not, because they're not ready to do it, because they have requests from Beijing. And I really hope that Hong Kongers would keep fight, because Hong Kong is Asian frontier for European democracy, and we need to protect it. So I think in this case, our government need to listen to people. Finally, after many months of fight, and actually many years of fight for democracy, and what we have guarantee to Hong Kong according to agreement of 1984.
Well, hopefully democracy is going to stay at the top. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
That was Artur Kharytonov. He is the main coordinator of Free Hong Kong Center. Stay tuned with UATV for more.